All right, nice. Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Sunday Morning Movement. I am super delighted to be at my friend Danish's place. He's got a really nice setup, really nice camera, really nice microphone. So I'm just looking forward to enhancing my audio video and providing, kind of a level up in the Sunday Morning Movement class. So today's class is titled Yoga for Cold Weather. And why yoga for cold weather, specifically for someone that is dealing with the ups and downs of bipolar disorder? Typically, when there is a drop in temperature and pressure, it can trigger various symptoms. It can trigger migraine headaches, it can trigger swings in the mood, specifically in the downward direction. And what things can one do in order to minimize the effects of the symptoms, as well as getting through our day during the changes in the cold weather. So with the cold weather, the principle that I want to pass on today is to generate heat. The way to deal with the cold weather for someone that's dealing with mood swings is to generate heat and to eat well. So moving the body is an excellent way to generate heat, but then also eating warm foods that create heat in the body are important as well. So definitely drinking teas, making stews, drinking soups, making bone broth, drinking hot chocolate. Currently, right now in Austin, Texas, there's a winter storm, and many in the country are indoors and kind of dealing with not just the cold, but also the impact on our mental health. And so definitely eat warm foods that keep the belly warm. So my recommendation is drinking teas. Try to stay away from coffee because that can elevate the mood to kind of an uncomfortable place. And then also, you can join me, you can watch the recording to move your body and generate some heat. So let's go ahead and first come into easy position, and we're going to go ahead and move our bodies. So go ahead and place your right leg in front of your left to straighten the spine, to broaden the shoulders, place the hands on our knees with our palms facing up, and to relieve the tension in the neck, imagining that our head is afloat on water. Bring your awareness to the breath by inhaling with the nose and exhaling with the nose, feeling the sensation of the air going in and out of the nostrils. Now that the awareness is with the breath, let's prolong the breath to 5-second inhale and a 5-second exhale. If your lungs haven't adjusted to a 5-second period, you can do 2 seconds or 3 seconds. Whatever it is, make them a long diaphragmatic inhale and a long, slow exhale. And breathe. The reason I always begin my classes by tethering the mind to the breath is that it's one of the most effective ways of tethering the mind to the present. And when we're in the present, we're not thinking about the future, worrying about what might happen, and we're not thinking about the past, thinking about what could have, should have, would have happened. And then being in the present, we cultivate a sense of joy. We'll go ahead and open our eyes if you were opening your eyes. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to reach my right hand up to the sky as high as I can go and bring it down. Inhale up with the left hand. Exhale down. We're building on top of everything we've done so far, so continue to maintain a straight posture. Continue to breathe deeply, diaphragmatically. And you'll start to notice that with the movement and the breath, that there will be some more movement of the blood. And with the movement of the blood comes the generation of heat. Let's bring both of our hands up together and twist to our left, bringing our right hand to the left of our left knee. Inhale up. I lifted weights yesterday, so my body's a little bit tight. I'm kind of struggling to maintain a straight posture, but that's okay. Inhale up one more time. And exhale, let's make cactus arms. Invert our cactus arms. Grab hold of our hands behind our back. Extend the arm. Stick out the chest. Broaden the shoulders. Imagine there's a pencil on our spine and we're trying to grasp that pencil. And then look up. Oh, my beanie's about to fall. Make one rotation clockwise. One rotation counterclockwise. Awesome. Come back up. I'm going to put my beanie back on. And in order to even out the hips, now I'm going to put my left foot out and put my right foot behind me. So from here, I'm going to take my right hand, I'm going to place it on my left knee, and I'm going to drop my right shoulder onto my right knee. Oh, I'm so tight this morning. But you know, the cold weather does make the body a bit tighter. That's okay. Also, I did squats, front end squats yesterday, so like my whole upper body is nice and tight, but I can feel it opening up. And from here, I'm going to raise my hand up. I'm going to look up, look down, look up, and look down. I'm going to make 3 circles clockwise. And 3 circles counterclockwise. And come back up. Oof, nice stretch. Now I'm going to take my left hand, place it on my right knee, and I'm going to drop my left shoulder onto my left knee. Oh, this side is less tight, probably because my left foot is in front. I'm going to raise my hands up again, and I'm going to look up, look down, look up, and look down. From here, I'll make 3 big guitar circles going clockwise, all the while maintaining a deep diaphragmatic breath. If you're wondering how far should I stretch, my teacher would always say, be in a place that's comfortably edgy, but never painful. No sharp pains, no positions that's causing you to hold your breath or clench your jaw. Okay, starting to feel a bit more open. So we're going to go ahead and start firing up our core, get some real heat going. So we'll get into tabletop position. Now with tabletop position, we will go ahead and do some cat-cows. So with cat-cow, we begin with the tailbone and end at our shoulders. We begin by raising the tailbone, dropping the stomach, stretching those stomach muscles, shining our heart forward and looking up, and then dropping the tailbone, raising the spine, and dropping our neck. So inhale, cow. And exhale, cat. Now from here, we're going to send our hips back and get into downward facing dog. Aspire to bring our ears in between our biceps, to pedal our knees. Pedaling stretches out the calf muscles, the hamstrings, the glutes. And from here, switch into plank pose, come down, inhale, up dog, and exhale, downward facing dog. Now go ahead at your own pace, do this 3 more times, or you can just follow along. Inhale, exhale, inhale. Even in this pose, our neck should be loose. One thing I would do in the beginning is kind of slouch and exhale. Inhale and exhale. Now from here, we're going to turn up the heat, bring our arms down into a plank pose, and hang out for 30 seconds. All right, we'll slowly bring our knees down. That really does fire it up, gets the heart going. I'm going to broaden my knees to the edge of the mat, or if you feel called to do so, to bring it wider than the mat. And from here, bring the hips down into child's pose and extend the arms forward and let gravity do the work of elongating your spine. From here, we'll come back up into tabletop position and face the front. And we'll kind of open up our hips, coming into a squat. Whatever your flexibility allows. If you're up here, that's okay. Or if you can sit down all the way. We'll go ahead and stretch out our wrists. So I'm going to take my right hand. I'm going to face the fingers down and with my elbows sandwiched in between my knees, just give it a little push. I'm going to do the same on the other side. Bring my left fingers downward. And from here, I'm going to get up, extend my hips upward, keep my hands on the ground, and slowly, one vertebra at a time, come to a standing position. From here, inhale up, and exhale, bring the hands down. All right. go ahead and bring your feet about hip distance apart. Spread them, splay them maybe 30 degrees. And we are now going to continue to generate heat, firing up the core, firing up the hips, the quadriceps, the hamstring muscles by interchanging between chair pose and mountain pose. So just go ahead and watch me this first time. I'm going to send my hips backwards. I'm going to keep my back straight, and I'm going to send my hands up. So inhale down, and exhale, bring my hands down. And I'm going to, once I get here, I'm going to continue going forward to shine my heart up to the sky, and then come back down, like that. So maybe if I turn to the side, it'll facilitate looking at the form, but we want to aspire to keep an erect back, a straight back when we come into fierce pose. Is also known as chair pose, naturally because you're trying to form the shape of a chair. So inhale down, and exhale. Inhale down. Exhale. Inhale down. And exhale. Now, really root your feet to the ground. Imagine you're a tree bearing its roots down into the ground, and it's a windy, cold day, as it is for me outside. Establish that stability, that groundedness, that the wind, the cold, the temperature, it's uncomfortable. It's something that can take us off balance, but we aspire to be rooted, to be grounded, firm. Inhale down, and when we bring our hands up, we aspire to bring our biceps in between our ears, or so that if there was a stick going through, it would go through our bicep, our ear, and then our arm. So inhale down, and exhale. Send the hands back, look up. Now this last time, we're going to hold the chair pose for a good 10 seconds. So inhale down. You can continue to breathe. And exhale. Whew. Great job. So we're going to come back down to the ground. Today's focus was really to generate heat, but not too much heat. But I hope you're feeling now that the heart is beating, the blood is flowing, the breathing is much more expanded, and you are feeling a sense of groundedness. So we'll come back into our original seating position, and I invite you either to stay in this seated position or to lie down in Shavasana or into corpse pose. So corpse pose is among Physically among the easiest, mentally among the most difficult poses, which is you just simply lie down on the ground like a corpse. So if you feel called to continue to sit or to lie down on your back, you're welcome to do so. And we're going to perform one final scan of the body. Go ahead, close your eyes, and take your awareness to the crown of your head. And we're simply going to observe all of the different areas of the body and withhold judgment. So from the crown of the head, we'll come down to our forehead, our eyebrows, our eyes, our ears, we come down to our jaw, relax the jaw, come down to our throat, take a nice big gulp, swallow. Now that we've reached the bottom of the throat, I'll allow you on your own to scan the body in as much detail as you'd like, all the way down to the toes. And remember to breathe. Deep diaphragmatic breaths. Go ahead and pause the video if you're not done, but we're going to open our eyes, wiggle our fingers, wiggle our toes. Go ahead and lean over to our left side, push up with our right hand. Well, thank you so much for joining me in this Sunday morning movement. Today's class was titled Yoga for Cold Weather. And especially either you or your loved one who might be suffering through the acute phases of bipolar disorder, cold weather can create a challenge that triggers many symptoms, specifically depressive episodes and migraine headaches. My advice to you today is to combat cold weather by generating heat in the body. The ways to do that is by breath work and the kind of movements that we did, and then to follow it up with meals that generate heat in the body. So make yourself a nice hearty stew, make yourself some tea, some hot cocoa, and to bundle up to generate that heat that will facilitate and minimize those symptoms that are aggravated during cold weather. I've written a book called The 5 Pillars of Bipolar Recovery, where nutrition and movement are among the 2 most important pillars. I have a free ebook where I provide a nutrition plan, some really good foods to eat in the recovery process. So you can find me on bpharmony.com. Thank you so much for joining me, and if you have any questions, feel free to message me on YouTube, on Instagram, or my email info@bpharmony.com. Thank you so much, and I'll see you next week. And shout out to my friend Danish for providing this lovely space.